Hello, so this is the... I don't know, I didn't want to record the boss fight because even though my build was basically designed for something like this, it's just a lot of learning. Keep this. So it can take you even 6 or 7 or 10 hours, it can take you even a week to finish the game on Apocalypse, because there's no build for the game itself. For Apocalypse, you can either go for the extreme damage build, which is the most successful one, but the problem with that one is that you'll die so fast you will not even learn the second phase of the game. So what I recommend you try is a build like this. We have the Merciless with the Bullet Weaver, which basically has a lot more mod generation, the Bloodline. Actually, the damage of the Bloodline is pretty significant, it's about 1900. Yeah, I just deleted everything I recorded because it was a huge mess and I've been trying until morning to do this. So the Archon, the Summoner, it's probably the tankiest build you can get with the Bloodbond, the Siphoner, Camouflage. And basically you will need to reload a lot of times because this boss is so chunky and so beefy, I don't know, too much HP. Plus 2 phases. The second phase is just you basically memorizing the fight. So basically what you do is, with the Enigma you destroy the balls, put whatever you like on it, and with this thing you just shoot them in the head, because it's instant damage. It's one of the only weapons that has a mod that has instant damage and infinite range. Also when you use a heart, you'll basically have 3 charges back. It's instant. Yeah, as for the rings, well, this will give you more stamina and this will give you a lot more shield, so you'll be very hard to kill if you have a lot of regeneration. So you'll regenerate 3.5 per second, so that means if you survive 10 seconds, that's already a lot of HP. Also, you probably want to use this. And that's about it. Good luck. I mean, you can use whatever you want here. Probably you will want to increase your survivability even more with these things over here. So I would say, yeah, I could have changed this. That was my mistake. Let's look at where the HP is. I wish there was something that would help you more over here. And let's switch all of this to health and damage reduction and so on. Another problem I can see with this, I guess you can use the consumable speed for this one, because you will use consumables as well. The problem with this is that the enemy, the Annihilation boss, has so much HP and so much damage, it's almost unwinnable. It's the most unfair fight in video game history to this point. And to be honest, I just don't have the patience to do it. I just basically almost closed my eyes at some point because you were just dodging left and right and I don't know. I just deleted everything because it was a mess and it's really making me angry. I don't think I will ever want to play the game on Apocalypse ever again on campaign. Maybe if there's another item to get or something, but worth it. Not worth it at all. So let's see what we get for finishing Apocalypse. You get 4 items. Remember, this is the Nightmare and Apocalypse reward. So you get the World's Edge, Starkiller. So I guess this is the Nightmare rewards. This the Apocalypse, yeah. Starkiller and the Repulsor are very nice guns. The Starkiller is probably super nice to use in multiplayer, because you can just use it on an enemy and your co-op partner can use it to shoot the enemy and do a lot of damage. Also one of those weapons that doesn't really need anything. It's a hybrid between, I don't want to say a shotgun, I would say a high damage one single fire weapon mostly. Because the accuracy is actually very good on it. And they actually made the spread tighter, so as you can see, if you just fire it at a certain rate, you'll never have problems with it. When the banish ends, yeah, you will do 25% extra damage. Keep in mind that 25% extra damage is one of those things you'll never get from a single item or so on. So probably this will do a lot of damage no matter how you use it, when you use it. Plus banishing elites playing the game normally can be super useful. I love it. Okay, so I tested this thing off camera more, and it seems like it's a lot better than I remember it, because they improved it a lot. So yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage, one-shot damage. It also has a pretty long reload speed, but they have really reduced the reload speed. It seems like it's much faster. And the gravity well does explosion damage, even though it doesn't say over here. But it does that, I think it does the explosion damage divided among all enemies out there. I can imagine it will be a lot of fun to use. For example, maybe you can fire 2 black holes at the enemies. So 438. I don't know, it's one of those things that doesn't seem to be impacted by the more damage from the mutator. But yeah, I guess you can just use this to try and shoot 2 black holes, let's see it. Also traveling a lot faster. Yeah, it's a lot better because if you... Sorry about this, this will be a little longer, because if you want to compare it to the Phelion, let's say, look at how slow that travels. It's still going. I wanted to shoot that at the same time, but I guess I have to search for it. You know what? Let's just use a heart. Oh, that was not enough. Wow, how much is this? Oh, it costs a lot more. Yeah, it travels so fast, the effect is much better now. Has the explosion damage. So does it do explosion damage 438? Yeah. They forgot to... I don't know. Okay, so the problem is the development of the game. I don't know how many problems they have or how bad they were, but they really forgot keywords like this is explosion damage. It does 440 within 10 enemies. It also adds damage per enemy, so it will divide the total damage again amongst the enemy. But anyway, I will probably want to test this out. How is, for example, how easy to use a firestorm and the black hole. Probably it will be very exciting to use it. This doesn't seem to increase the damage either. Anyway, we'll have a lot of cool builds for it. As for the other melee weapons, yeah, it's your basic melee weapon that has a ranged attack, which is weird. I think they improved this sword as well. This is probably the one you will want to use if you plan on playing the game in melee, as they say, but it's not really melee because you're using a ranged attack. Man, this has such a big AoE now. Edgy wave. This does more damage and penetrates enemies, and I think this has infinite range and is a lot faster. And this is like a magic wand, that's like a magic staff if you want to compare it. Yeah, there's no point in using this because as you can see it has collision, and once it hits something it will be stopped. But it looks much cooler than that. Also we get a lot of rewards from the other vendors. Sorry about this, built a longer video because I just like those 2 guns so much and I wanted to play with them. But to be honest, it's not worth it. It's not worth playing the game on Apocalypse campaign single player. If you play with a friend, it's worth it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a lot of painful memories for you. Where are the... I think they have some rings for me. Yeah, they have some trinkets for us as well. So you get the Onyx Pendullum, the damage of the stowed weapon, 10 times, so 25% for... I guess the way this works is supposed to be... Okay, Devoured loop. Devoured loop is basically a chance to reset skill cooldown, which can be useful in many situations. But let me see the Pendulum, because I don't remember playing it with it in Remnant 1. Oh, by the way, my fruit is ready, I should go and pick that up. I want to see what does it mean weapon damage. Weapon damage, how much weapon damage? Oh, it's not that much. Maybe if we use a weapon with a single shot, high damage single shot. Oh, but it's interesting because it stays. The damage stays for a while. And you can refresh it. So I guess it can be usable in one way or another. And you can deal damage with both guns. Okay. I can understand what this is supposed to be. So you get 25% firearm damage for both guns. But in a way it's kind of clunky to use because you're supposed to do it like this. So shoot, change, shoot, change, shoot and change. I guess it would be better with this, the gunslinger and some other classes, but it's interesting. I like it. Could have some uses, and this is of course for those moments when you want to use a lot of skills. But to be honest, I don't think it should have had the increased all incoming damage by 10%, because this makes it a very niche item to use. There are not a lot of archetypes that use damaging skills that have a decent cooldown, so this is mostly useless unless you want to use the Archon with the Havoc form. But even so, taking 10% extra damage is huge. I don't think a lot of people will play it. Also, we'll enjoy some chilled steam, and also a fruit that might grant us immortality in the long term. Ah, let's drink that again. More chilled steam. Oh man, where is my chilled steam? Oh, here. Finally. Anyway, see you next time. Bye bye.